And last year was definitely a substandard year for the expectations that we had going into the season. We could make excuses and say, not having NJ Hines or Shamari Earls and those type of guys, Ethan Medley getting hurt halfway through the year, like it killed us. But we've always preached the next guy out mentality. And, I go back and I look at last year and we played, I think it was 15 or 16 sophomores. So to be competitive like we were in every game, it was a testament to our kids' hard work. They really, looked at that as a stepping stone to, hey, let's, we want to be here. Last year we were here. What do we got to do? And I think the kids bought into that this offseason. NJ Hines didn't get to play it down last year, got hurt in our first week of practice with a broken foot. We were expecting him to be a 1,500-yard, 20-plus touchdown back. So to have him back healthy this year will be a huge upside for us, and especially on our offense, where we struggled at times last year. Mike Davis being fully healthy, being able to actually play the linebacker position like he knows how to play it. Last year he was basically playing with one arm for the 8 games that he played. Nobody knew about that, but he was trying to grit through it, and shows you his toughness. And then you got other guys that have really stepped up, Danny Lewis and Micah Flowers. Both of those guys went down at the end of last season. Micah with a broken leg, Danny with a toe injury, and those guys have had great off seasons. And then our leader, the guy that was, I think, all region, all state, all everything for us last year, Cole Lineberger, never skipped a beat. He just continues to push everybody in the locker room and in the weight room. And those 5 guys, our captains. They're the ones that we're going to look to lead us. And then the rest of the senior class, guys like Moses, and you got other guys like Dex Richardson, who's back this year, was out last year because of a heart surgery. We just got great leadership this year, and I think that was a little bit of what we were lacking last year. Only had 14 seniors, and only about 5 of them actually played. We just got that mesh, that togetherness right now that I really am excited about seeing how it turns out. Now, of course, everybody looks good on paper. Everybody looks good in the weight room. We put the pads on next Friday and we start hitting, then I'll be able to have a little better understanding of how tough we are. And that's one thing that Thomasdale has always been known for, to be a physical, tough team. And I think we dropped off of that a little bit last year, so we've kind of challenged the kids too. Let's get a little bit more physical, get a little bit tougher, get back to the Thomasdale ways that we know you guys know how to play in. We'll see how it turns out come September or late August. We're back to having a 1-2 punch in that backfield. Jaden Height stepped in last year and had a great junior season, and with NJ back, we call it the thunder and lightning. We've got that 1-2 punch, and haven't had that in a while. Probably since Chris Tyree graduated 4 or 5 years ago, have a 1-2 combination in that backfield like this that we have coming back. 4 of the 5 starters on offensive line return, so we got some great experience there. We've got 4 guys that play H-backs, that are tight ends / H-backs, that are big and physical, led by Cole Lineberger. Got some young guys in that group as well. Chase and August that are, I think, going to step up and play big roles. And then Jaden Wood, we go to that heavy L set. Man, he's a thunder guy. He comes in there and brings the wood. So excited about offense and that run game. But at the same time, man, when you got guys like Michael Flowers and Danny Lewis that, run them 10-6, 10-700s that can take the top off, we're going to take our chances. We're going to take some shots. Got a young quarterback, only going to be a sophomore, Wyatt Jessup, and Wyatt has really matured this offseason. Watching him grow from December all the way through now, he's becoming a little bit more seasoned. And, like I said, I told him the best way to get seasoned is to throw you into the fire. Come September, you rely on them running backs, rely on them great receivers. Don't make itself difficult for you. The line's going to give you some better protection, and just go out there and play some ball. And like I said, I'm excited about it. I think Wyatt reminds me a lot of Matt Lawton, our OC. So, like I said, I think what you're going to get is a young version of Matt. He's a little bit thin, but he's got, a little bit of length to him. Got a pretty strong arm. He's very accurate. But like I said, he commands the huddle. He gets in there and he knows what everybody's supposed to be doing. He's a good little field general. And again, he's going to be able to rely on some of those guys like Danny, like Jaden, like NJ, like Cole to help bring him up, bring him along. So like I said, again, only a sophomore. I'm excited for him. He's got a chance to be a 3-year starter. So could be one of the good ones that we've had come through here, just like Menor and just like Medley. Man, defense I'm probably more excited about than I've been in a couple years. 2022, we had a really good group over there that was very senior heavy, senior laden. Those guys went out there and balled out. And then you turn around to last year's group and we were super young over there. I think at one game we were playing. We had 7 sophomores start in 1 week, and there's pains when you see that because sometimes they miss assignments, especially blown coverages last year. That was one of the things we really worked hard on the offseason. So I'm excited about that youth that's coming back that'll be juniors, but we got a good mix of seniors in there as well. Like I said, when you got Mike Davis playing middle linebacker, Cole Lineberger, Javaris Tucker, just 3 of the seniors who are returning that are starting for us. You look in the secondary, Dex is back now. He probably would have been one of the starters last year at corner. So like I said, he brings some valuable senior leadership. And then again, all those guys who played last year in place of injured guys. Jamal Nolan stepped in and had about 50 tackles when Mike went down for the end of the year. So him and Mike both out there now is dangerous, And like I said, again, that senior group has just really something to kind of get your heart racing a little bit and bring back that dark zone mentality